Hi everyone, I'm going to share with you all a breath technique. We're going to do some Sitali Pranayama, and we're going to do this in 3 rounds. Okay, so you're going to have your tongue out, so you may think you look quite ridiculous. That's okay, because this is very helpful at chilling you down. So if you're like me and you're just naturally a fiery person, you just have a lot of heat, sometimes that heat can be too much. And we know this, where we just have so much heat, it's just hard to sit down, it's hard to relax, we're just restless because that fire is just going and we don't know how to relax. Okay, so this can also help you get into the parasympathetic dominance, which is very much about relaxing. If we have too much fire all the time, we can never connect with that parasympathetic restorative relaxation. Okay, and we need that restorative healing, because what it does is it really replenishes our body. Okay, so if we're just fire all the time, basically we're not allowing ourselves to be replenished, and what happens is we get burned out. So this can help us. So we may be very fiery, and that's okay, very energetic, a go-getter, mover and shaker, pioneer, you could push forward, a lot of endurance. That is wonderful, but there needs to be a moment when we're feeling overwhelmed or we're just feeling too much heat, to find something that can cool us down quickly so that we don't burn ourselves out. Also, this is good for the blood stagnation as well as the liver stagnation. So if we have a lot of anger, I like to say the red face. Okay, some people have a red face. It's because they have a lot of blood stagnation, liver stagnation. Okay, so that red face is like held in anger. So this is a way for us to really just vent out that anger in a way that simultaneously, while we are really just getting into that parasympathetic dominance and just relaxing. Okay, just relaxing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have our eyes closed for this. Like I said, we're gonna do 3 rounds, and I'm gonna go for 2 minutes. I was gonna say 3, but I want to go for 2 minutes for each round. So you could do 2 minutes, or you could do 26. Okay, 26, 6 inhale, exhale. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 minutes for each round. So for myself, this is kind of how I do it. So I'm gonna have my tongue out. If you can curl your tongue, that's wonderful, but I cannot whatsoever. Okay, so I just have it just out. Okay, so you may think weird because your tongue, you're like, no one wants to see my tongue, but just have it out, and you're going to inhale through the tongue. Okay, like inhale through the mouth, the open mouth with the tongue out. Inhale, you're going to inhale through the belly, so you should feel your shoulders not rising. So if you're inhaling, it's like that's not sustainable prana. We want it from the belly, because the navel is where our chi is circulating at, and then it distributes throughout the entire system. Okay, so, and then we're going to exhale through the nose. So in some practices of this, you close your mouth, so you and then inhale or exhale out of the nose, but I like to do it with my tongue still out, because there's something detoxifying about having the tongue out. So not only are we wanting to really chillax the liver as well as the blood stagnation, kind of, get ourselves calm down instead of energy, it's also detoxifying of the blood as well to have the tongue out. Okay, it's very detoxifying for the blood as well as the liver. Okay, so that's why I like to keep the tongue out. So here we go. We're going to start 2 minutes starting now. Inhale through the tongue. Hold the breath. Feel the sensation of peace as a biochemistry peace. The tongue is still out. When you're ready, exhale through the nose, very long and deep, pronounced pronoun. So right away after 2 minutes, I feel just chill, very chill. Okay, so I'm going to go into second round starting now. Inhale through the tongue out. Hold the breath. Visualize it at the belly, the navel. Visualize it expanding up throughout the entire system. Exhale through the nose, long and deep. Okay. Now we are going to do our final round, starting now. Inhale through the tongue. Hold the breath, hold as long as you can. And then exhale through the nose. So there you go. We did 3 rounds of Sitali Pranayama. And you will just feel more gentle. You'll feel more soft, like all is soft and gentle inside. This makes you feel tender and very feminine and receptive. Okay, so that fire of the masculine is a go-getter. He takes charge. He's like that emperor who has the executive mind of making sure everything's good and has so much push forward. But this really helps us to get into the feminine, like the Empress, where we are very available to our surroundings, we're attentive, we are emotionally solid, we are receptive, creative, and just able to handle ourselves, okay? So this is the yin, able to handle ourselves with a compassionate acceptance. So if you feel just too much, life is overwhelming, life is just, it's too much. This can really help you to get back into the gratitude. So sometimes when we're pushing, striving, a lot of times we can get caught in this, literally this psychomagnetic stress of our lives where nothing is enough, we're competitive, we're comparing, we're contrasting, nothing's enough, comparing, contrasting, nothing's enough, that whirlwind. So this really helps us to demagnetize that whirlwind of compete, compare, contrast, that go, and really help us to get back and demagnetize that so we can really emphasize and create more dominance of being subtle, being creative, being simple, being organic, being available, being attentive, being aware, and being intuitive. So in that, as the yin, we know it helps us to get more sensitive with our life so that we can become more available to our heart, to our emotions, to our own personal healing, and available to our friends and our family in a way that is more accepting, less angry and belittling of others, and more accepting of other people, which is the yin. A lot of that yang, of that masculine, I gotta make it happen, basically what it does is we become very self-belittling and belittling of others in a very unconscious way. And it's just through our whole need to be better than everyone else, okay? And that's very masculine, and that's a part of that archetype, to be better than everyone else. But if we don't have that yin of acceptance, well, then we're never going to be collaborative, we're never going to form teamship. And without collaboration or teamship in the Aquarian age, we don't have synergy, and without synergy we don't really have the complete vision. And Aquarian age is about having the complete vision, not just my perspective opposing yours and that creating some sort of competition and that sort of masculine charged negativity, but having opposition or having collaboration, teamship, that friction to lead to perspectives that are being contributed instead of kind of punching each other out of the way, contributing everybody's perspective. And that is the frameworks for what we call the community, and that is governed by the yin. So that's food for thought. So thank you.